Hey guys, welcome.
Welcome.
Today, me and Gary is going to share with you our online dating experience.
Yep.
We met online and we'll share with you why we go online to connect.
Yep.
So if you're ready, sit back and let's get started. So for those people who don't know yet, me and Gary actually we met online.
Yes, we did.
That was 5.5 years ago.
Yeah, November 2018. Mid-November when we first connected.
Yeah, wow, it feels quick.
Two weeks after your birthday.
That's right. Anyway, yeah, we would recommend, for those people who been asking, we always get question where to meet a Filipina, where to meet a traditional Filipina and all that. What's the best way to meet Filipina? In our experience, for me, I went online because I am very shy Filipina, and I also working that time before I met you, and I don't have much time to go on a shopping mall or in a coffee shop to get approached by single guys,
Not that you would anyway.
Yeah, so I also, that time, I never had experience with foreigner. If I get approached by a foreigner, I would probably feel scared and I would probably just walk away because I am very shy type of Filipina.
Right, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I went to the online app we used to find each other. I tried that method because previously I always met people in person, but I was going to the wrong places and often not meeting the right kind of girl. Especially as I'd recently kind of made a decision for Christ and to change my life, and I wanted to find a true traditional Filipino woman. I wanted to have real love and have someone with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I was looking for a lifelong
Serious,
partner.
serious and committed relationship.
Yeah, so my methods I'd been using before, meeting people in person, hadn't been particularly working that well.
Yeah.
So you would think that meeting a girl in like a coffee shop is a good thing. You see a girl sitting drinking a coffee at a table and maybe they look good and you want to approach them. But, think about this. If you're looking for, someone like you, that's a question I get more than anything is how do I meet a girl like Leia?
Yeah, exactly. How?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not that easy. And if you go to a coffee shop and you see a girl sitting there by herself in the middle of the day drinking coffee, well, there's some red flags with that. It's like a lot of, especially where I used to hang out in Manila, a lot of them are literally there hoping to be approached.
Yep. True.
I mean, maybe not looking for lifelong relationships.
Yes, and maybe during the day they are in a coffee shop or in a shopping mall, but during nighttime maybe they're on the street, or in the clubs.
And it's actually true. In fact, the shopping mall, the first one we went to in Malati, I mean, in the daytime, it would be actually, you're right, all the girls that would be in the bars at night, that'd be, a lot of them be hanging around in the shopping malls, just walking around and looking at, trying to get attention from someone. They're just, obviously, a lot of them working girls and looking to make a living. And so, going to a shopping mall or coffee shop, definitely not a bar. So, girls like this, traditional Filipinas, they're usually busy.
Yeah, working.
They're working at especially if they've had a kid early, like a lot of them do. Then they have to go out to work and support the kid while the grandmother's taking care of them or whatever. But they have to go. So they're usually out working. They don't have time to be walking around the shopping mall or hanging around the coffee shop.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and most Filipinas, especially if they never had experience with a foreigner, they usually very shy. The Filipina doesn't want to do the first move. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, they don't like that. They want the man to make the first move.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is, online is a good way to introduce yourself to people and to meet and to get into conversations with people and filter out maybe a lot of the bad ones.
Yep.
You know, one place which, because people are going to ask us, well, where do you recommend I go online? One place which we know works is Christian Filipina dating service. I know of at least 2 couples in our group.
And I interview also 2 people.
Yeah, I was saying I know at least 2 people in our group that actually have met on Christian Filipina and had successful relationships, got married. Well, I think both of them, haven't they now? Or at least one of the couples.
Yep.
And many other good testimonies as well. So, you know, the good thing with that company, Christian Filipina dating services, they vet their members.
Yes.
So you know that the person, when you see their picture, the person you're talking to, you know it's them.
Yes, because before they can actually sign into the dating service, they had to scan the face if they are really the actual person. And also one of the good thing is there's actually the number you can contact when you have any other concern, when you want to report someone that is not, you know, have a bad intention. You can actually call the higher people. So yes.
So we're going to put a link in the description for Christian Filipina dating service, and if you are interested in that one, just check them out and use our link to get there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the experiences you had when you first went on the app that we used to find each other. Because again, this wasn't like a Christian Filipina where you could vet everybody.
Yes.
You don't know who you're getting half the time. So share with, you know, before you actually did a video call with me and we met, you obviously had conversations with
other guys.
But no foreigners, right?
No foreigners.
I was the first foreigner you spoke to. But you did have some Were they all Filipinas?
I think some of them are Indian. Like that. Yeah, and I had a lot of horror story about that app, you know.
Share one.
There's some guys that would send their thing on me.
The thing.
Yeah, the thing. You know what's the thing is? And there's some guys that would even ask you for one night stand.
Yeah.
And some guys would, you know, because that app was free to do video call, they would even, before I answer the video call, they would even doing the, you know, master. You know, master thing. Yeah, that was very bad experience before I met you. Yeah.
So let me understand this. One time, somebody did a video call with you, and when the video screen popped up, was it straight to his thing?
Yeah. I was probably doing it. Yeah.
And how many seconds did you watch it for?
It wasn't exciting, so I just turned it off.
You didn't answer my question.
What did you say?
I said, how many seconds did you watch it for?
Not for long.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 3. Count 3. And then I realized it wasn't exciting, and I turned it off. And I learned my lesson because after that experience, I don't answer video call again.
Well, no, you have to be more careful.
Yeah,
sure.
more careful because I didn't know, you know, and it was my first time to go online as well. And before I met you, I was almost ready to give up because, you know, it wasn't doing well. Yeah, it was.
Well, I wasn't doing particularly well either.
Yeah, you also.
I had a couple of stories, not to mention, you know, a couple of people who weren't quite like their picture.
Yes.
But then there was one particular. I'll just share one story where there was a profile picture. There was a girl standing there in a pose in a bikini, actually, long hair, skinny, small girl. You know, looked quite attractive. And I guess I was having a conversation, messages back and forth, and discovered they were really close to where I was. So I thought, why waste time having messages? Why don't we meet in person, you know? And of course she's like, yeah, I should love to. And it's good. So we arranged to meet at the 7-Eleven just down the street from where I was. And it was dark, like 8 o'clock-ish evening. And as I'm walking up to the 7-Eleven, I see someone standing outside, and I could see they were dressed sexy. And I'm like, well, this is going to be good. And as I got closer, I started thinking something wasn't right.
Yeah.
And anyway, I said hello, and of course, as soon as she opened her mouth, I'm like, okay, even though she was actually quite pretty and didn't look like a guy, when the voice started, it was like, uh-oh. You know, there's something wrong here. Of course, then I noticed, looking carefully for the other signs, you can tell. And even though it was actually really surprising, because it was a really petite
Yeah, and most
girl,
ladyboy,
and
they are
skinny.
feminine.
In fact, if you put away the fact that she had some,
Pouch.
if you forget that part, you know, you would have. I think most girls would be saying, "Wow, I wish I had a body
she's
like."
prettier than real women, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah.
she was friendly enough, and I of course, I felt a little embarrassed because, you know, I'm like, what am I doing here talking to a guy? Anyway, I politely declined, and I just said, "Look, I'm sorry, I had no idea. Maybe she thought I did. I don't know. I had absolutely no idea that you were
A lady boy. And I'm curious because you said his profile was on bikini. He hide his pouch very well, huh?
I don't know how they do that.
Where did you hide it? That's
Well, there's only one place to hide it, isn't there?
Where? I don't know.
Take a guess. Use some common sense, honey.
But I don't know anything about ladyboy. How they do that, you know? Because I don't know where to put it, you know? You won't see it, especially on bikini.
Put it this way: if you stood behind them, you might see the bulge. Anyway, so the point is, with any dating online, it is really important to at least get to a video call and see the person you're about to meet. So, I mean, usually it starts off, you message each other if you're interested, usually because of the profile, right?
Yep.
And the picture. And then, you know, maybe it'll lead to a phone call.
Yes.
That's raining hard.
Yeah, I know.
And then, of course, before you actually make that decision to meet, definitely do a video call or two.
Yeah, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did, because we both did.
You had experience, that's why. And me too, in my case, I want to do video call to know if you're really real, because I had some experience as well that there's some guys that would use a young picture and then it turned out that they are older. Yeah. You know, I had some experience. So it's very important to do video call.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So anyway, that's a couple of experiences that we've had, and anyway, so we finally met, and that was a challenge, wasn't it, as well?
It was a big challenge, especially that I have a very difficult job, you know. It wasn't easy for me just to take off and meet right away, because I was working as a nanny and I only have one in a month day off, in one day only.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me, I was working in China, so I would be commuting back and forth. I didn't actually have a set apartment or place. I was mostly doing like hotels or Airbnbs or whatever.
Yeah.
And just traveling back and forth. So with your schedule and my schedule, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But we did make a arrangement to meet, and I actually went to Manila for that meeting. And I don't remember how many days or weeks after our first conversation, but I arrived in Manila for our first meet and found out you were in Palawan.
Yeah, that was very disappointing.
So what happened there?
Yeah, my boss, they're this type of person that wanna travel, you know, they will just book a ticket in last minute, they got money, so yeah, that was very disappointing too.
They booked a trip to Palawan.
Yeah,
you had no choice, so.
Yeah, I don't have, because, you know.
That was my first disappointment.
Yes, there's another one.
And then my second one, and I think there was another one as well, but then,
actually,
you know, then when we finally had a place and a time set to meet, it was pretty exciting. And finally we're going to meet. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. I forget what day it was, but anyway. I was at the shopping mall, and we were going to meet at 7 and get some dinner. And I went there at 7, and guess who wasn't there?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
and why weren't you there? What did you share? Because of course, at the time I had no idea, and I was trying to call, and the phone wasn't picking up. So what happened?
Yep. Yeah, people maybe don't realize how hard it is to be a nanny. It was very difficult, you know. My boss would, you know, that time my boss took me to one of the big shopping mall in Manila, and I didn't bring my phone because I thought we were just gonna be quick, but we didn't get home until late night, 9 p.m. we got home, and then I saw my phone, there's a lot of message from you, and I was rushing, you know, I get ready and this and that, and I realized it was late, so I decided to bring my friend with me, my co-workers, and
and by the time I actually heard from you, I'd already given up. I'd already gone out, eaten by myself, and actually ended up going down the bar, and I was drinking a couple of beers, and I remember it was about 10 o'clock at night, I got a message from you like, I'm here.
Yes.
3 hours later, I'm like, and I wasn't interested at first. I forget that. You know, I'm not going to be disappointed again. But you did persist a little bit. You know, you didn't give up that easy. It wasn't like
No.
you didn't say, oh, okay, then you just, you didn't beg. I want to say that, but you really pleaded with me to give you a chance to meet.
Yeah, I make I make a point. I said maybe this is the only chance we could meet, because the next time we're planning to travel again to somewhere. Yeah, and which is we did, and that night it was pretty simple, we just take a walk, and our chaperone was following us
Yeah,
the whole time.
Yeah,
And that time I already feel something that make me interested in you. I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, we both felt enough to, like, because there wasn't really a date. We're just walking down with a chaperone walking behind us, and we just met. You were feeling a little probably shy and intimidated.
I was very shy. I wasn't ready.
Yeah. And I was still kind of reeling from the being let down and having my evening messed up. But we talked a little bit, and I'm like, I could see she was sweet and innocent, and I don't, she wasn't meaning to mess me around. So I'm like, okay, we'll meet again, and we did. So guys, we recommend if you certainly want to find a traditional kind of Filipina,
Yes.
definitely going online is a good way. Of course, we mentioned earlier Christian Filipina, the dating service they have as one that we do recommend.
Yep.
If you want to find this kind of girl and someone with some values, and not have to go through some of the horror stories we went through. But it is a good idea to, I think meeting online is not a bad thing.
It's a good thing to connect to people.
Yes, especially when people live in another country.
Yes, it's also good.
It's a great way to meet someone before they come out here.
Yeah.
But like always, the sooner you can meet in person,
It's good.
the better. So
Yeah.
if you enjoy hearing our experience, we did another video a couple of years ago on our dating experience, where we even spoke more in detail about what we did. So today was really more on the online experience.
Yes. It makes me smile, talking about our dating experience.
Well, their memories now, it's 6 years this November we're together. So
Yeah, amazing.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
God is good.
Yeah, we're blessed. And thank you guys for sticking until the end.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in our next video. Bye.
God bless.
bless everyone.
Bye.